Today, I'm going to share with you my favorite tools that really take my songs to the next level in terms of quality. Not to mention, they also save me a ton of time when I'm working on music. I'm talking about this magical software by Synchro Arts called VocAlign. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I use it in my music production workflow to tighten up vocal performances so they sound polished and professional. And as a bonus, I'm going to show you an unconventional use of VocAlign that all you guitar players are going to be really excited about. Now, since you're here watching a video on the tools to make your vocals sound amazing, I wanted to give you a gift that I think you'll find super helpful. In the description is a link to download my free vocal delay ebook that covers my favorite plugin chains for vocal delays, including everything from lush vocal delays to more psychedelic slap style vocals. I also share some of my favorite sidechain hacks, so be sure to go and download that before you leave. Now, just for complete transparency, Synchro Arts actually reached out to me to make this video, but you have my word that everything I say is 100% my own personal opinion. And honestly, I only agreed to do this video because I know how valuable their plugins actually are for producing or making music. VocAlign alone has already saved me hundreds, if not thousands of hours in vocal editing over the last 10 years or so, which means I have more time to do things like make music. So the two different products that we're going to talk about in this video are going to be VocAlign Project here, and then this souped up version of it, which is VocAlign Ultra. VocAlign Project is really for people that have a bunch of vocal takes that they want to get really tight sounding together. So it's going to align your doubles and your background vocals to your lead track. And we will talk about and I'll show you most of these features in this video. VocAlign Ultra is a whole nother beast. And if you can take advantage of this Black Friday sale, this is a great price. I don't think I've ever seen it that cheap. Now, this software is much more powerful than VocAlign Project. This is designed if you want to both sync up the pitch and the timing of multiple vocal tracks. I have a session that we'll dive into to show you exactly how I use this, and it's absolutely incredible how powerful this is. So this is an example of when I would use VocAlign Project. I have these two hip-hop vocal tracks, and I just want to tighten up the performance. So one is a lead vocal and one is a double.
It's on yourself. I came to you because you asked for me, and you don't recognize me, but you know me all along. Now you wonder why you're lonely, and nobody's ever...
The vocal performances are really good. It's just, it could be a little bit tighter, right? And if we're going for a modern production, we're going to want these to be as tight as possible. So there's actually two different ways you can use VocAlign Project. One way is to load it as a plugin insert directly on the track that you're trying to tighten up. So it's on the track that you want to match a different track. And we need to set this up as a sidechain, which means that you need to send the guide track or the main track to this plugin. And in Cubase, you have to activate sidechains by clicking this little button here. And now we can come in here and send it to VocAlign Project 5. And we're going to turn that up to 0. That feeds this plugin with the guide track. Now that we have the sidechain set up, we're going to go to the parts that we want to make tight, and we're going to capture the audio. So we're going to click the capture button, and we're going to hit play. And it's going to capture that audio now.
You brought this on yourself. I came to you because you asked for me.
And then when you're done capturing as much audio as you need, VocAlign Project pulls all that information in and then immediately starts tightening it up. So at this point, we're basically done. We can just hit play.
Curse me because I did you dastardly. You brought this on yourself. I came to you because you asked for me. And you don't recognize me, but you know me all along.
I mean, it is literally like perfect. So if that's too tight for you and it feels a little bit unnatural, you can adjust your max difference knob here, and that is going to then modify how tight that double is to that lead vocal. So this is going to give it 14 milliseconds of tolerance. If you want to preserve a little bit of that natural emotion, then dial it back to, you know, somewhere between 20 and 30 milliseconds. It updates in real time, so you don't have to keep recollecting that data.
Curse me because I did you dastardly. You brought this on yourself. I came to you because you asked for me. And you don't...
So that sounds a little bit more natural compared to the super tight.
Me, and you don't recognize me, but you know me all along. You see, my real name's Karma. I make right of all the wrong. Now you wonder why.
Now there's a bunch of different alignment rules here. I find that normal flexibility tends to work the best in most situations. Depending on if you have a song or dialogue that you're trying to align, some of these will be a little bit better than others. So just experiment with those different alignments and find the one that seems to work best for your song. The other way is if your DAW has ARA capability. That stands for Audio Random Access. All that means is that it allows the software to go and quickly analyze any of the audio files that are in your session. It allows your plugin and DAW to kind of communicate back and forth really quickly. And that's just going to help speed up your workflow. In Cubase, to do that, we're going to just select the 2 tracks that we want to align. We're going to go up to Audio, Extensions, VocAlign Project 5. And now this is being loaded as an ARA plugin within Cubase. So now, instead of having to record and capture all that audio in by setting up those sidechains, we can capture it immediately. We're going to select our guide track, which is this first one, and you can just click capture now, and it grabs all of the audio for you. So it's super fast. Same with our dub track. We just click on the audio that we want to align, click capture on the dub, and it's already imported, ready to go. Any adjustments we make are going to update in real time right back here, and we're essentially done. If we hit play, these are going to be time aligned.
Curse me cause I did you dastardly. You brought this on yourself.
Make it tighter.
I came to you. Curse me cause I did you dastardly. You brought this on yourself. I came to you cause you asked for me.
And that's it. That's how easy it is to use VocAlign Project in your songs. So if you're using Cubase and you want to make this permanent, what I recommend doing is actually going to track versions, and we're going to duplicate the track version first, and then we can name this time aligned. And then this allows us to go back to the original track if something happens down the road. So we're going to leave it as time aligned, and now we're going to bounce down this audio so that it's permanent part of our project. Okay, so we go to Audio, Bounce Selection, Replace, and now we have that time-aligned file permanently rendered down. If you ever need to go back, you can just go to your track versions and go back to the original take. So let's just do a quick before and after. Here's the before.
Curse me cause I did you dastardly. You brought this on yourself. I came to you cause you asked for me.
And then here's the after time alignment.
Curse me cause I did you dastardly. You brought this on yourself. I came to you cause you asked for me.
So what if you have more than one double? Let's say you have a left and a right double, and then you have your lead vocal track. Well, guess what? VocAlign Project will also work. So we're going to select all 3, and we're going to go to Audio, Extensions, and we're just going to add VocAlign Project to this. And just like last time, we're going to select our guide track first, capture it, and then we can select our 2 different double tracks and then capture those. It might seem like it hasn't grabbed both of these tracks, but it actually did. They're just on top of each other in the dub lane. Okay, but if you right click on it, it allows you to select the different audio waveforms. So you have individual control of each of those different performances. If you want one to be slightly loose, you can do that. Then you can switch the waveform to the other one, and you can make this one super tight if you want. You want to change the alignment rules, you can do that as well. But this allows a super fast workflow for time aligning all of your doubles or your large vocal stacks to your lead guide track. So let me show you what it sounds like before we process this audio with VocAlign Project.
Curse me cause I did you dastardly. You brought this on yourself. I came to you cause...
So it's kind of a mess. Let's process it using VocAlign Project. See what it sounds like now.
Curse me cause I did you dastardly. You brought this on yourself. I came to you cause you asked for me.
It almost sounds like a single track. So I'm just going to pan these left and right just to prove it to you because it's so tight.
Curse me cause I did you dastardly. On yourself. I came to you cause you asked for me.
So what I just showed you in like 10 seconds would have probably taken me 40 minutes to an hour to edit manually. And I honestly don't think I could ever make it that tight. And let's say you change your mind and you want to go back and make one of these performances a little bit more loose. Again, all we have to do is come here, select the waveform you want or the performance, and then let's just adjust the max difference knob here, make it a little bit loose, and we're done. Let's listen.
Curse me cause I did you dastardly. You brought this on yourself. I came to you cause you asked for me.
So now that sounds a little bit more natural. And then we can just bounce these down, and now we have permanent copies of this time-aligned audio in our project. Now, what if you're wanting something that is more than just time alignment? What if you have these large vocal stacks and you want to time and pitch match all of the vocal stacks to that lead vocal? That's where VocAlign Ultra comes in. Here's a session where I would use something like VocAlign Ultra and not Project 5. So the vocal performance is pretty good. I'll have the lead vocal, which sounds like this.
I know I'm trying to hit. Tell me if you want to ride to the east side and get.
But what I like to put below that to get a little bit of thickness is an octave lower vocal. So that's this take. Listen up.
This chick that I seen all night in this club. Excuse me, I'm drunk.
So that take is a little bit outside of the usual range that this artist sings at. And so it's a little bit pitchy compared to that main take. Now, what I used to have to do was to go in and then manually align the pitches for these two takes. Okay, so we play them together.
Chick that I seen all night in this club. Excuse me, I'm drunk. I've been on all kinds.
It sounds okay, but you can't leave it that way. You have to polish this up. It's all these small details that really take these songs to the next level. So in Cubase, you can use what's called Vary Audio. And what this does is it goes ahead and measures the pitch for this track. We have to manually pitch edit all these different things. So you have to come in here, and we're going to have to put all of our cuts. And do this all manually, right? You can see it's not the most enjoyable thing in the world, right? I'm just going to torture you for a bit, just so you can see how long this takes. And I'm going as quickly as I can. And this is after I've been doing this for like 15 years. Like I can look at these waveforms and pretty much know exactly where they need to go. And then once we have the basic pitch shaping down, then we would go and correct the pitch and tighten up the curve to make it a little bit smoother sounding.
That I seen all night in this club. Excuse me, I'm drunk.
So this has to go up.
This club, excuse me, I'm drunk. I've been up.
This is too sharp. So now when we play it back with that lead vocal.
That I seen all night in this club. Excuse me, I'm drunk. I've been on all kinds of shit.
There you go. So now it's sounding like a professional recording. That's a lot of work, right? And we have this whole long thing. And on top of that, we still have to time this lower octave to that top one and make it really tight. This is very tedious. And this is just one take. It's not uncommon for me to have, I don't know, 7, 9, 14 different vocal layers and giant stacks on choruses. And to sit there and chop up all the different syllables and to pitch them all, it is a nightmare. So instead of worrying about all that, we can just use VocAlign Ultra. So to do that, we're just gonna select our tracks, but audio, extensions, and then VocAlign Ultra. So now we just select our entire lead vocal track, and then we're gonna click capture. And it instantly imports in that track. Then we go to our octave low voice that we have that needs to be pitched and timed. And we're just going to select it all and then click capture for the dub track. So dub is like double. That's VocAlign's lingo for anything that's like a background vocal. Okay, so we click capture. Basically, it's done. It's that fast. It's crazy. So if something sounds a little weird, you want it tighter, it's as easy as just clicking on that section that you want tighter and then adjusting the settings for that particular section. It's just really convenient. So I'm just going to have this super tight and hit play and we'll see what happens. Here we go.
Girl, you the finest chick that I seen all night in this club. Excuse me, I'm drunk. I've been on all kinds of shit.
I mean, it is like perfectly timed. Now, if we want to match the pitch, this is the best part. You just enable that match pitch feature, and then you can decide how tight you want it. I like it very tight. And the pitch target should be the guide track. So it's going to model how to pitch align our octave low track based on the melody of that guide track. Because this is an octave lower, we just have to be careful with how we set up the target mode here. So if we have absolute, what it's going to do is actually transpose this up an octave. Let's listen.
Faded like some Levi's, Hollister, Abercrombie fish.
Right, and you can kind of hear there's some weird artifacts going on. We want it to be the nearest octave. So now it knows that, okay, it's supposed to be an octave lower. It's not going to transpose it up.
Girl, you the finest chick that I seen all night in this club. Excuse me, I'm drunk.
It's that simple, right? I clicked one button and then that low harmony is perfectly tuned in time to the lead track. Let's just listen to it. It sounds so much better.
That I seen all night in this club. Excuse me, I'm drunk. I've been on all kinds of shit.
If we go back and we disable the pitch.
I don't know what time it is, but I know I'm trying to hit.
Let's put this back on.
Tell me if you wanna ride to the east side and get faded like some Levi's, Hollister, Abercrombie fish. I've been drinking all night, have yet to feel the side effects.
It's magical. Like this saves hundreds and hundreds of hours to just use this in your productions, especially if you have a lot of vocal layers. Now, if you have like staggered vocals, so vocals that were tracked on 2 different tracks, you can also import those for pitch correcting and timing just by adding the event by clicking on that and then going to capture. And now it's automatically processing it.
Hope you can ride with the bit.
There is a little bit of a misalignment with this first word.
Hope you can ride.
Right on the hope. Check this out. We can come back to our audio, and then we can add in what's called the sync point. So we're just gonna click a starting position, add sync point, and this is going to tell the guide track where it should be matched up with this new audio. So we just line this up with the beginning of that waveform, and then line up our guide track with the beginning. Okay, and now it has a good reference for where it should align it.
Hope you can ride with the best.
Man, that's perfect. So sometimes you run in these situations where maybe a breath or something threw off the automatic alignment, but it's as simple as just adding in one of these sync points to get everything back on track. So that is another huge benefit for going with the VocAlign Ultra. You also have protected regions. So let's say you really like the stylistic way something was delivered and you don't want to adjust that one part at all. All you have to do is go in, click add protected area, and you can choose what you want to protect, whether that's the timing or maybe the pitch. Okay, so let's just say we want to keep the pitch exactly the way that it was performed. Then you can just adjust these markers. So now it won't mess with the pitch in this one region.
That's Hollister, Abercrombie, Fitch. I've been drinking all night, have yet to feel this.
So you can see how it started sliding out of the pitch that it had corrected just in this region. What's really nice about these protected regions is that you don't really detect the vocal going from a pitched vocal to an unpitched vocal. It's seamless. So you can surgically go in and protect those magical moments in the vocal performance that give it a lot of emotion. And at the same time, it will tighten and pitch correct everything else in that performance. If you decide you don't want it, all you have to do is click the delete button, and then those regions just kind of disappear. So let's say you want to add another track that isn't pitch corrected or time aligned. All you have to do again is add that event or the waveform to your VocAlign Ultra instance. So we'll just select this take, and then we're going to capture it. And there you go. It already imported it and synchronized it and pitched it. Now, it's going to put all those dub tracks on the same track here, okay? But you can switch between the different audio files just by going to select audio and then choosing whatever one you're interested in. Or you can literally just click on the track that you want to work on, and then it will update this in real time. Let's see if this one aligned and tuned correctly.
East side and get faded like some Levi's, Hollister, Abercrombie, Fitch.
All right, if we play it all back.
Like some Levi's, Hollister, Abercrombie, Fitch. I've been drinking all night, have yet to feel the side effects.
Oh, it's just such a time saver. Now, something else that isn't really advertised about VocAlign is that you can also use it to align guitar takes to each other. Now, this doesn't work very well if you have like an amped guitar sound, but if you have a bunch of guitar DI tracks or direct injection tracks, VocAlign does a pretty good job of instantly matching 2 performances to each other. Now, trying to make 2 guitar performances match each other when I'm producing music is not something I really find enjoyable. But if I can make them match by the press of a button, that's pretty awesome. So check this out. I have 2 guitar DIs right here. Let me just play them for you. All right, so the beginning is a little bit off, but we can fix that by selecting these 2. So we're going to go to Audio, Extensions, VocAlign Ultra. This top one is the best performance, so we'll capture that as the guide track. And then this one that was a little bit sloppy, we can capture as the dub. There we go. It's already working. You can see that these aren't quite matched up. So we'll see if VocAlign can do a better job tightening this performance up. We're just going to process this track, match the timing. We'll check that. And we want it as tight as possible. So let's hit play and see if it sounds okay. But first, let me show you the original. Okay, with the timing adjustment. Okay, so let's adjust the tightness here a little bit and give us another shot. There we go. That DI performance is now totally matching that first one. Let me just give you a reminder. Let me take that off and show you again. Pretty nice tool to have, isn't it? If you want a little bit more natural swing, you can just dial in a little bit more timing difference here. So you hear it's starting to get a little sloppy there, so we're definitely going to want it faster than that. So to quickly recap, if you need a fast way to align tracks to each other, then definitely check out VocAlign Project. It's the cheapest option, and it'll probably pay for itself the first time you use it with the amount of time you're going to save. Now, if you write or produce music with big melodic choruses, then you should definitely consider upgrading to VocAlign Ultra. And I think this is probably the best value in the VocAlign plugin lineup because you're going to get both the advanced performance matching algorithm that's in Revoice and the ability to also match the pitch. And because Revoice Ultra is an ARA plugin, the workflow is really fast. It integrates seamlessly in a lot of modern DAWs. However, it doesn't give you individual control over the pitch of all the notes. But I find that I rarely have to adjust that anyways. But it does give you the ability to set sync points in also protected regions. So you'll be able to get almost any performance to sync up with that guide track without any pre-editing. And trust me, it doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but when you value your time, this is a really nice feature to have. So I'm super curious, what are your thoughts about VocAlign? Do you use either of these plugins? Or do you use something else? What has been your experience? Let me know in the comments below. I have links to every single one of these products in the description. So if you're trying to get a super polished vocal sound or just want to do things faster, then go head over to Synchro Arts and download a free trial and try it out. Just be sure to come back here and leave a comment and let me know what your experience was. Don't forget to download my free vocal delay ebook before you leave. That is my free gift to you for you spending your time with me today. My name is Bobby Balo. I'm the mixing and mastering engineer at Raytown Productions, and I'll see you in another video.